What's going on? It's Phil from Fit Will Exposed. In today's episode, I want to welcome you guys to the first edition of the Honest Product Review series. So I'm not sponsored by any of these products, but I'm just starting the series to show you guys all these products I've been purchasing in the past and my review on them. And I think this is very important because I'm in the fitness industry and I want to tell you guys my thoughts on certain products. And I also don't like it when certain people just bash products that they've never tried before. So I'll be going step by step, video after video on certain products. I'll talk about the pros, the cons, so on and so forth. And at the end of every episode, I'll give you guys my honest rating out of 10. So some might be 6, some might be 10. And I do have to say that up to date, there's been a lot of products that have been very bang for my buck. And there have been products that really were not the wisest thing for me to spend money on. But at the end of the day, you guys are gonna learn from my mistakes, and that's all that matters. I'm kind of like the guinea pig to you guys, and that's just that. So let's get into it. So the topic of today's episode is going to be the Olympic tricep bar, as you can see right here. As far as the price is concerned, I personally paid around $20 to $25 for this piece of equipment. And the main reason why I purchased it was honestly for tricep training, but it's also a great tool for bicep training along with forearm training as well. So as you can see right here, the handles are not too close, but not too wide, but they're more on the closer side. So it's not a fist-to-fist grip, but it's around 2 fists apart. As far as the loading potential is concerned, you can load up a lot of plates on this. And if you notice when I place my hands here, there's not too much space. So in my opinion, it's not too wobbly, but it's not too close either like another bar that I'm gonna talk about. So that's just that. It's not too heavy either. But the main benefit to this bar is that you're able to do a lot of neutral grip work. And neutral grip work is very easy on the elbows, very easy on the wrists. And you could do your curls in the hammer style and your extensions in the hammer style as well. So if you have any wrist issues, any elbow issues, it's definitely going to be for you. Also, it's going to target the muscle in a slightly different fashion. So I'm going to demonstrate certain exercises that you could do with the Olympic tricep bar. So let's get into it. So as far as the exercises are concerned with this piece of equipment, I really like the overhead extension. And that's not to say that the dumbbell overhead extension is bad, because that's actually a great lift too. But you have a lot of benefits with this. So if you have any wrist issues in particular, when you're doing these heavy overhead extensions with the dumbbell, it really cocks the wrist back, whereas you don't have an issue with this. And also when you do these super heavy overhead extensions with the dumbbell, it becomes a partial range of motion. You know, if you have 100 pounds in 2 hands, you're only getting a partial, whereas this, you're getting a full range of motion. It's easier on the wrist and it just feels great. It's easy to load and micro load. So it looks like this. Get a nice stretch in the tricep long head. Squeeze. Okay. So I really like overhead extensions with this, and ideally you'd want to lie back. So you could be on an extremely high incline, just put it behind the head, stretch that long head. Another great lift you could do is the hammer curl. So there's less of a stabilization aspect. So just hold onto the bar like this. Get to curling. So as you can see, I just showed you guys some variations of the Olympic tricep bar on the skull crusher. So you could really get that eccentric, cock it back a bit, get that stretch, and come back up, or you could even go in back of the head and get a stretch in a different fashion. So for tricep training, it's hands down my favorite bar of all time, for direct arm work, I mean. But you could also train your forearms. So as you can see, this is also my favorite bar when it comes to training your forearms, because the fat grips go on very smoothly. And by the way, this is a 1-inch diameter. So it's 1 inch or 2 inch. I happen to get the 1 inch, and I use this mostly at home, you know, for arm work. So you could use the fat grips. It's very comfortable on. You could use the 2 inch, 3 inch, 2.5 inch. Right now I'm using the 2.5 inch fat grips, and this is great to do your hammer curls as well. with the fat grip component. Feels great on the forearms as well. So another great thing about this bar is that you could do wrist curls with it in a neutral grip fashion. So you don't really see these very often, but you put your forearms on the bench and do the neutral grip wrist curl. It's a great forearm builder as well. And you can even throw fat grips on this. So this is a great finisher for the forearms. If you really want to bring your forearms to the next level, should definitely have these in. They're also very easy on the wrist. So high reps, 4 sets of 25, just to finish off the session. So as you guys can see, I just did some pullovers and some one arm rows with the tricep bar. And I love the pullovers with this bar because one, is just easy to slap on weight. It's easy on the wrist. Pretty much the same reasons as why I like it for the overhead extension. So it's a great tool for pullovers to really isolate those lats, but it's also a great tool for the one arm row. So if your gym's dumbbells only go up to 100 pounds and you happen to have this bar lying around, or if you're thinking about investing in this bar, then this is a great tool to also do your rows. And I actually got this idea from a subscriber of mine who used this bar for his croc rows. So you could load up at least, it depends how fat your weights are, but you could load up at least 150 pounds or more. So it'll be a great way to tax your back. So as you guys just saw in the previous clip, I did my 2 favorite conditioning exercises with the use of this bar. So I did the one arm farmer walk. I made a video about this a couple weeks ago, and I did the one arm shoulder carry. And I really like these exercises because they help you hit one oblique extremely hard. And I'm dealing with a little hip issue right now, and these exercises are very valuable for me personally. So also you could go pretty heavy because of the weight distribution. So you could use a couple 25s, a couple 45s. So you could use some very decent weights on the one arm farmer walk. And if you have 2 of these bars, that makes it even better. You could try the 2 arm farmer walk. So it's a great conditioning tool as well to add on to the arm training. So there you guys have it. That pretty much wraps up the first episode of Honest Product Reviews. So the Tricep Olympic bar, honestly, it's one of the best pieces of equipment when it comes to arm training, but it's also a great back tool. It's also a great conditioning tool, and I really like it for forearms as well. So I'm honestly going to be very generous with this piece of equipment for the first episode, and I'll give it a 10 on 10. So it's very rare that you're going to see me give a 10 on 10 of something, but this really deserves it. It's very basic, and hopefully your gym has it if you don't want to make the investment. So hope you guys learned something from today's episode. I want to know in the comment section below, what do you guys personally think about the Olympic tricep bar? And with that, I'll see you guys in the next episode.